Alright, today we're going to revisit a rifle I picked up some time ago. I made a video more or less describing how this rifle fit in at the time period. This is the Remington 1885 rifle, and this one here was adopted by the Navy. Now there's kind of three different types. There's the 1879, and that's easy to tell because the bolt handle would be here in the middle, much like a Gras rifle. And I believe there was one made a little bit later. I forget the model. It could be the 1890 something. That was like I had the chance to buy one in 3040 Craig, but I never did. And the thing about this is this was the first detachable box magazine rifle ever made. Okay, we'll take a look at the action here, and I'll get down up close and see if I can get my camera, there we go, to focus on this receiver. There's one set of serial numbers here that the Navy put on it, and the inspector's initials. And then as we go down here, Remington put a serial number on the gun here on the top of the receiver. In this video, I'm going to do an overview of the gun, and then I'm going to break it down to keep the video short instead of a 2-hour video. I'm going to talk about different things, disassembly, the bolt, getting the bolt out, and that's the sight here. It shows you somewhat of the intricacy of it. You got a couple barrel bands, the front sight, cleaning rod. You got a stacking swivel there, and sling swivel here, and then your second sling swivel is down here. Okay, it has its 5-shot detachable magazine and the button to release it down here in the trigger guard. As you can see, the stock's been repaired, so this is not really a pristine condition weapon. Got your butt plate and that there. And what I'll do is I'll set the camera up, and when I operate the bolt and that, I'll show you some of the features here. But yeah, I'm going to break this down so it isn't one long video. And on the other side of the receiver here, we say patent 1879. The patent date, even though this is slightly different rifle, 1885 version. And as you see, it's not in a pristine condition. I've seen better examples, but it does have a really nice bore, so I don't know if this thing may have been rebarreled at one time or not. When I do a disassembly video and we get it apart, we'll take a look and try to determine that. And Forgotten Weapons with Ian, he does a lot about the history of this gun and everything else. He doesn't quite take it apart, so that's why I'm going to make videos about the disassembly of this weapon, how to get the bolt out of it and everything else. So if you want the history and the detailed thing about it, you can check out Forgotten Weapons. Alright, so hopefully we can take a look at this fairly well here. It is a Lee Medford. John Paris Lee was the guy that ended up designing the Lee Enfield rifle. So the bolt is similar. Okay, but he's the guy, this is one of his first designs. It cocks on the close. It's like an Enfield. And the safety on this is pretty strange. This is far back, so what you would do is pull back on this, release the trigger, and let that go forward until it reaches a point like this, like a half cock, and you have to manually lower that down. This locks the bolt and deactivates the trigger. That's the safety. This wasn't on the first model. Then what you would do with the round in the chamber is you would pull back, and then the weapon is ready to fire. Here is the little lever you push to release a 5-shot magazine. Okay? So you loaded 5 rounds, and I've seen photographs where sailors had canvas belts with different clips. So these guns were issued with multiple mags for quick reloads. Now, when we open the action, we see in there where the magazine is. Now, this is another neat feature of this gun. When you pull the magazine out, that little sheet metal thing comes in there, and you can load, without a magazine, a single cartridge. And when you place the magazine in, the sheet metal thing, or the block there, retracts back into its position. So this was the first ever military rifle produced with a detachable box magazine. Okay, this gun was way ahead of its time back in 1885 or 1879 actually, when it first came out. I was going to shoot this, but I realized I didn't have any 45-70 ammo loaded up, so we're going to work on that eventually as I tinker around with this rifle. Now, I hope you fellows liked the overview, the basic action. I'll make a video on how to get the bolt out of this gun, and then maybe we'll disassemble it, look at the internal mechanism and things like that. That way the video is not lasting, 20-30 minutes. Okay, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.